boys and girls. Miss Schultz again. Here's the lesson. First, I hope you've already watched the link to the news story about rainbows over Michigan. Thanks again to Mikey for telling me about that awesome program that people all over the country are starting to do. Really, if you want to get involved, you can. It doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or 105 years old. And it's all about art helping people to feel together and happier in these very challenging times when I know that we're missing people and wanting to see some of the people we love so much. One way to help is by participating in Rainbows Over Michigan. And what that is you can make any kind of rainbow type artwork you would like and display it for someone else to see it. I'm going to show you first what I did and what I would like for you to do. That is, I would like for you to think of a really simple positive saying from maybe our positivity project. And I have this really awesome coloring book called Creative Coloring Inspirations, and on the front it says today is going to be awesome. But inside it has all kinds of great quotes that are really positive. Now these are in a design. This one says go for it. It's always a good one. We have some that say hope or be proud of who you are, or kindness matters, believe in yourself. Maybe you can sit with a grown-up or your siblings or someone else in your family and think of some really positive sayings that you can include with your artwork. We see writing and words a lot of times with artwork. That's called graphic design, especially in greeting cards or posters. I went ahead and made a couple of artworks using rainbows. But first I want to talk about materials. I know some of you maybe don't have many materials. It's hard to go to the store and they're challenging to buy right now. So I want you to understand you do not need all new art materials. Let me show you what I used for some things. One, a piece of notebook paper will be all right. Plain old ripped up notebook paper. Maybe the back of a piece of homework. Paper has two sides. Look at this piece of cardboard, fancy cardboard. No, it's a cereal box. I just cut it off and it makes a perfect canvas for painting or drawing. Now this is just some regular drawing paper that I had, but you might have construction paper, you might have scrapbook paper, you might just have the back of an envelope, and that's all right. But I think I came up with a really brilliant idea, trying to rack my brain thinking of materials and trying to think of how could we draw something really big to put in our window of our house so people could see it, see a rainbow positive picture. I came up with an idea. I bet almost everybody has some of this at your house, and your mom or dad would be glad for you to use it up. Wrapping paper. No, it's not Christmas time, but guess what? The back of the wrapping paper is usually white. And I can roll up a big giant piece like this. See, that's long. That's like 3.5 feet long. And I can make as big of a rainbow artwork as I want to. That would be a pretty good idea. I haven't done that one yet. I want to see what your ideas are. But those are just some ideas. Be creative, boys and girls. And I know, by the way, my head might be cut off in this, but that's because I want to make sure that you can see the artwork this time. Remember, we talked about our student artwork from before, and I showed you some examples, and I said we did birds, and we did dessert, and we did cool things like TVs that were icons, and Pokemon, and Peanuts characters. Boys and girls, use some of the things you already know how to draw. Maybe you weren't done with this project. Spencer had a pretty cool TV. Couldn't you put this into some kind of a rainbow artwork? Sure you could. What about this ice cream cone? I bet everybody out there has a different idea right now in their heads of how to make this a rainbow picture. What could we add? There's a million things. You might add hearts. You might add some more ice cream cones. You may just make it a super giant ice cream cone and write life is sweet on the bottom. So you get it, ice cream sweet. Funny, right? I love that bird. It's Venus bird again. I could see a bird being used with some rainbows, or a rainbow bird maybe. A million things. Think of your idea. But use what you know, boys and girls. Use what you like. I did 2 pictures here actually using some other people's ideas. This, I think, was Layla Smith's idea. She had a robot. Well, I like the robot idea, so here, you can see this. I drew a robot in front of a rainbow with some happy clouds, and it says, "Be happy." I hope you can see that. What I do want you to notice here is I've used geometric and organic shapes. Remember, we practiced that last week. So right here, we have some geometric shapes. My robot is mostly geometric shapes. But look at my clouds. Organic shapes, right? I made those up. Flowers, organic shapes. This is his little rocket ship taking off up there. Now, for those of you who are in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, you've got to use overlapping, boys and girls. You know that. 3rd through 5th grade, or if you're younger and you want to try, make some really tiny things so they look farther away, and make something larger so it looks like it's in front. Kindergarten, 1st, and all the other grades, get used to using that horizon line. And as a reminder, the horizon line does not go under the feet or under the object. Then it looks like it's floating up in the sky instead of actually standing on the ground. So that line comes up just a little bit from wherever the bottom of your person, robot, or object is. Maybe it's a ice cream cone or a rocket ship. That was simple. Not a lot of words for my phrasing. It doesn't need to be big, it just needs to be positive. Now I did a smaller one here. I made it a little different. Again, I used geometric shape. I used organic shape. That's a crescent for his mouth, so that's a geometric shape as well. And I made my rainbow very different and put a bunch of little words like stay positive, be kind, help others, grateful, love, lucky. I guess we're all pretty lucky if we're healthy right now, so that's a good thing. So these, boys and girls, can be hung in your house, but the whole idea of the rainbow project is to put them where other people can see them, where your artwork makes a difference. In a few minutes, I'm going to take you outside to show you what I did on the sidewalks. One other way, though, I want to talk to you about you might be able to do is tiny art. Now, don't tell Mr. Skelsey, please. This is going to go to him. I wrote to him, Mr. Skelsey, tomorrow is going to be amazing. Get it? Going to be. See my bumblebee? Maybe Mr. Skelsey needs some encouragement, but I miss my friend. I usually see him every day, and it's been forever since I've seen him. Maybe there's somebody that you really miss too. Maybe it's a family member, or maybe it's a brother or sister or a cousin or a grandma or just a really good friend. If you have an envelope and some kind of piece of paper, make an artwork, put it in the envelope, ask for a stamp, and put it in the mail. I bet that would really brighten somebody's day. So maybe Rainbows Over Michigan isn't just things that are hanging in your window or on the sidewalk for people to see, but maybe it's mail that you can send to others to make them feel happy. Boys and girls, you can really do whatever you want for this. It's up to you. What do you need? You need to have organic shapes, geometric shapes. You need to have some kind of a rainbow idea in there, right? Maybe you don't draw a rainbow, but the colors you use are rainbow colors. Mine, I just did, well, not black and white, but blue and white for my 2 drawings here. I know a lot of boys and girls maybe don't have crayons or markers at home. This one I put a little bit of color, but I want you to feel free. Maybe you're lucky and you have some watercolors. Oh, you could use oil pastels. If you have some of those, are awesome. I wouldn't mail those in the mail, a picture with these, though, because that stuff gets a little messy. The good old 64 box of crayons. Let's see, I've got some pencils. Colored pencils are awesome. And then I've got random pens that I've got, all different kinds of colors. I think that's even a dry erase marker, but you know what? It would work in a pinch if that's all you have. And then I've got some random pencils and things like that. Ooh, purple. I like that color. So that's really it, boys and girls. Your goal this week is to find a saying or a phrase that's positive. Think of our positivity project. And you're going to put that into your own original artwork. that has something to do with rainbows. You can use your imagination. Then display it for somebody. Remember to use all the drawing things you already know how to use. If you're in 5th grade and 4th grade, use extended image. If you're in 2nd grade and 3rd grade, make sure you're using overlapping and try to use extended image where it's cut off on the edge. Let me show you a quick example of that before we go, because some of you are probably saying, what is she talking about? Okay. Extended image is when the image extends off the paper, but we still know what it is. So that's a cloud. We just don't see the rest of it because our brains really like to fill those things in. It makes things far more interesting to look at. Here, we've got flowers that have extended image. My rainbow has extended image. Oops, I didn't put anything at the top. I didn't think about that. You don't need to have it on all sides, but if you do, that makes it even more interesting. If you have any questions, please make sure that you send me a message on Remind, or your parents can send me a message through Schoology. You can always email me. Keep sending me your pictures. I love to see them, boys and girls. But you're not required this week to send a lot of pictures in. You can if you want. I just don't want anybody to feel stressed that you have to get something done and show it to Ms. Schultz. This should be enjoyable. It should be fun. You should be able to work alongside one of your family members, talk to them about your idea, and the ultimate goal is for you to create artwork that helps make somebody's day a lot better. That's what we're going to do, boys and girls, and for that, you need to show somebody else. Maybe you'll make 1 or 2 for me too. I'd appreciate it. All right, boys and girls, well, I've got a whole lot more drawing to do here with all this stuff, so I don't even know what I'm going to draw next.